Yeah, it's CC, CEO. Wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychological black on firm, but we ain't all black.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. W-I-N is today. We winning today on Wednesday. What's up? I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy to be here with you. I see y'all coming in. Thank you. Y'all coming in droves. I love it. Good morning, Miss Sophia. Oh, Sophia. First of all, Sophia, congratulations for investing in yourself. Sophia is a member of the Gym Club, the Grow Your Money Club. She's also a member of Fly Nubian Money. She is not playing around. She said in 2025, it's on and popping, and I'm going to invest in myself. So congratulations for investing in yourself. I see you. So as we go live every day, you already know that I need you to text Constance to 87948. Text Constance to 87948. And also, Tiara, I don't see any of the banners up in here. So also make sure that you subscribe to Fly Nubian Money and Fly Nubian Queen. If you're looking at this broadcast from Fly Nubian Queen, make sure you go to I Am Constance Carter and you subscribe to that page, and make sure you go to Fly Nubian Queen. And if you're on Boyce Watkins, any of Boyce Watkins pages, the Boyce Watkins Black Excellence channel, make sure you subscribe over there. If you're on Twitter or you're watching from Facebook, please make sure you follow. Okay. Now, y'all know that I love to acknowledge you. Everything is always about Black excellence, Black wealth, and how we can build our Black community. So if you have a business, a product, a service, or anything, I want you to put it in the comments, and I want to make sure that we shout you out. Okay. So please put it in the comments what your business, your product, or your service is, and so that we can shout you out. Also, we know we have people who are watching from all over the world. And so I want to make sure that you put in the comments where you're watching from so we can also shout you out. I love for you to talk back to me and talk Black to me. So this is an engaging conversation. This is a dialogue and not a monologue. Okay. So I see Sophia. I see you over there from Stockton, California. Yes. Who else is on here? I see Sophia. Who else is on here? Because I see a lot of people on here, but I want to see where you're watching from. But I have a question for you. I got a question for you, Black people, because I know you see that this is about the healthcare crisis, I would say. And I want to just every time that we come on here, we always try to frame this in a way that is related to you and what you go through, right? And I wanted to ask you a really, really, really serious question. Did you know that you as African Americans are more likely to die younger, get diagnosed later, and pay more, not less, for healthcare, all while making money? Did you know that? Did you know that you as Black people, you're more likely to die younger, to get diagnosed with cancer later, and to pay more, not less, for healthcare while making less money overall in this country? And I know that a lot of us have had family members in our lives who have died from cancer, right? At this point, I don't know. It's not like if we're going to get cancer, it's a matter of when, just because everything that's going on. So if you've had someone in your life that you know, maybe close to you, that's died of cancer, put a thumbs up in the comments. Because this is a matter of life or death. This conversation is a matter of life or death. Okay. And I want to have a serious conversation. Me and Tiara, we want to have a serious conversation with you about that. So now I want to bring on Tiara so that we can dialogue with you about this very, 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 very serious issue. Now, Tiara, Miss Black Hollywood Williams, look at her. She got that yellow on. She got the red lips popping and all of the above. Oh, now the views are starting to really go up, girl. Look at they climbing. They going up.
Look at you. I know.
I love it. I love it. This is Miss Tiara Williams. She is the producer of Fly Nubian Money. All things Miss Black Hollywood. She's an actress. She's a dancer. She's a singer. And she almost didn't come live with me today, y'all, because she said, "Listen, I'm trying to finish this album and I got to go do this recording. I don't know if I have time to be
But I
John
love
Dabbit with you
y'all.
today."
But I love y'all, and I love coming to the gym. So right after, I got to leave on time. I can't be
Okay.
playing with you,
Okay.
Constance, and y'all in the chat.
Okay.
Everybody here, I can't be playing with y'all. We
Okay.
ain't gonna go over today. We gonna
Deal.
stay. We gonna.
Deal.
I got to go to the studio now. I got to record today.
Well, when's the album gonna be out here?
Don't ask these questions. I don't know, but I don't know yet. But I will. I am going to release a single and a visual
Okay.
next month.
I be seeing you online, and bring your mic up a little bit closer because you're a little low. But I
Okay.
be seeing you, Tiara, and you be like you be at vocal coaching, and you be at dance practice, and you be doing all the things, and you doing your bodybuilding, you doing your 100 crunches a day, you drinking your water, you getting it all together. I love it.
Yes.
I
Yes,
love
and
it.
you know it's so funny. It's just like something, and this really goes to anybody. Like, right when I moved to Hollywood, I moved here to be an actress and a singer, and I
Mhm.
got into all the other things. I started producing. Actually, what happened was, I worked on a show with Blair Underwood, and he said you got to learn how to direct and produce, and I was like, okay. I was 23 years old, like, okay. So I ran in the direction because somebody told me to, right, in another direction, and it was a blessing, right? I started producing reality TV. I started a production company. I've been directing and working with celebrities. I've been blessed, but I needed to come back and make an album because it was like my life. Like, that's what I was told to do. So
So
now
when
that's
you were in
why
Hollywood, you wanted to act and sing, or because I know
I
you were a
was
comedian too.
I was acting and singing. Yeah, I'm a comedic actress, right? By trade. Like, I can do improv, and I studied improv and performing and all the things. So, like, just the funny gal, like the funny characters. I can nail those. Um Yes, yes. So I came here to be an actress and a singer, and I spent most of my 20s doing that. I've done film, I've done television, I've done commercial, I've done all the things. But at some point, I just was like, I realized that because only, 2% of actors really in this industry make it working consistently. Only 2% work consistently, y'all.
Wow. Wow.
Only 10% make it as a writer consistently. Like, the numbers was low. So I was like, I got to get creative. So I got really creative about ways to build business around my gifts. So I've done that.
Get it, girl. I love it. So you went from, so that means, your passion was to be a singer this whole time, but you spent all this time being a producer and all that other stuff and writing, and you put your singing career on hold. And then you decided, listen, I'm a woman of a certain age at this point, and I really, 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 this has been my lifelong dream. So this
Mhm.
is something that I need to do. This is my passion, whether it does something really big or not.
Yeah.
Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to do it. I wanted to put it on my bucket list. I'm not saying that tomorrow, although I will perform. When my manager is talking to me, she's like, "Do you want to tour? Like, do you want to work with people? Like, who do you want to work with?" And I'm thinking, like, I don't know. I want to put it all together in a
Yeah.
Donald Glover kind of childish Gambino way. Like, I love how Donald Glover can make songs, and he can, write things like ATL and produce them and be in them also. So if I do it, it's gonna be that. It's not gonna be because the industry is very different now. Since our strikes, AI, like all of these things, we have a very different entertainment industry. So it's time even for us as industry professionals to pivot.
But you would think that even now with like all the online, we're gonna get to the cancer talk. I promise you we will. But I'm
Sorry,
I'm
I don't know,
actually
like how
interested.
we end up talking about me
No,
today, but
no, but I'm
I love
interested.
y'all.
I'm
I love y'all.
interested. I'm invested. Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh.
Did your lights go off?
No. Well, okay, hold on. My computer went out. My computer went out. Wait, my lights. Wait a minute.
Your computer?
Oh,
Yeah.
my computer just the light. Yeah, my light just went out.
Is that your PG&E? Wait, y'all got PG&E or Edison out there? What's your gas?
No, no, no. It's not that light.
Suddenly it just got dark. She over here talking about only 3% of people making it acting. Okay, perhaps sis is not doing really well, and we might need to do a GoFundMe.
I
What's
need
your
a
cash
shot in
app?
real life, y'all. No, 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 no. My lights was just acting. Actually connected to my computer, so maybe that's a sign that I don't need to do that because my
Okay.
computer is acting weird. I don't know. It died.
Well,
Okay,
shout out
like I
to my
was
girl
saying.
Demetra
See,
Moore
you
watching
see how
from
the
LinkedIn. What's up,
you see how
Demetra?
the show must go on. I was
Absolutely.
gonna do it. I
You
was
are
gonna
a
do it in the
a
dark.
consummate professional.
Listen, I was gonna do it if I was in the dark, y'all.
That's remember when Destiny Shaw was performing and Michelle fell and they just kept right on.
Y'all remember when Beyonce's hair got caught in the fan and she was still like,
She consummate professional. I love it.
um, that's so ghetto. That's so ghetto. But you know, the show goes on.
The
You were
show,
asking me a question, but we can talk about cancer
man,
today.
I forgot. But okay, so let's go ahead and shift gears to cancer because this is important.
Yeah.
Because I seen on there United Healthcare charge over they overcharge cancer patients by more than 1,000%. So I want to ask you, Tiara, do you know anybody in your life that has died of cancer?
Yes. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I had an uncle that's passed away, and really like the man I thought I was gonna marry when I was like 23 died from cancer at 20. He died
Mm.
at 30, 31.
Oh,
Yeah.
how horrible. What kind of
Yeah.
cancer did he have?
It started in his kidney, and then they removed a kidney, and then he was cancer free. And then for maybe like a year and a half, and then it just came back. And when it came back with a vengeance. So
Wow. You just don't know. You just don't know. And it's just there's nothing. I mean, we could, of course, there's things that we could do, right? We could eat right. We could, but some of us are just, pre conditioned to, or we're more susceptible. We have, genetics that make us predisposed to certain things. And so it's just like, what do you do? What can you do? I've had tons of people, my cousin, let me share a story with you. And I didn't even think about this, but I just thought about this. So back in 2016, my cousin Jelon, we grew up together. I wish I had a picture. We grew up together, and she was right after her daughter graduated from high school. She went to the doctor, and they diagnosed her with lung cancer. And
mm,
so she texted me one day, and she said, "Nisi," she texted me just out the blue, and she said, "Nisi, I got cancer, and they gave me 2 years to live."
mm,
And I remember sitting at my kitchen table, just looking at the phone, just stuck.
mm-hmm,
And then her ass said, "That's some fucked up shit to say, huh?" I'm like, yeah.
yeah.
So fast forward a few months later, I knew she was in and out of the hospital. So I tell my other cousin, I said, "Look, when she gets really sick, I'm gonna find a picture." I said, "When she gets really sick, call me. I'm gonna be on the first thing smoking." And at that point, she was living in Phoenix. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. So my cousin calls me one day. She was like, "Look, I think you need to." Uh-oh. I'm trying to look for my trying to look for my profile pictures. But anyway,
Tell us the
I
story.
said,
Tell us the story.
huh?
I said,
Okay,
tell
I'm
us
going
the
for it. I just
story.
want to show you her picture just so you can kind of see. But I said, so I told my cousin, I said, let me know, like, if something happens. Oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all. I said, let me know if I need to come see her because I'm going to be on the first thing smoking. So my cousin called me and she says, "I think you need to come." So I
Mm,
called my cousin's phone because she said she's in the hospital. She's not doing well. So I called my cousin's phone and I'm thinking it's her daughter answered the phone. I said, "Hey, tell your mom I'm about to come down there. Like I'm on the next plane. Like I'm going to be there. I'm gonna be leaving in a couple of hours." And so she was like, "Nisi, it's me." And I'm like, "This you, Monty?" She was like, "Yeah, it's me." So I was like, "Girl, I'm on the way." And she was like, "Okay." So she's in the hospital, but I didn't know it at the time. She tells the doctor, "My cousin coming here. I want to go home." So I was like, "Okay." So I get there, spend time with her that night, and then she tells me, "I really got 2 months." And I was,
mm,
so we cry and we talk, and she shows me she had these big tumors on her back, and we're just talking. I said, "Okay, tomorrow," and we're in Phoenix. I said, "Okay, tomorrow, what you want to do while I'm here? I'm here for the weekend. What you want to do?" I was like, "I cook for you, whatever." And she said, "Yeah, cook something for me." I didn't cook at the time. So I'm like nervous because I don't cook because my ex was the chef in the house. And so the next day we all go over her house. And it was crazy because all the people that she really, really loved was there. It was the craziest thing. So her dad is there. Her mom had passed away a few years earlier from cancer. So her
mm,
dad's there. Her brother comes down. He gets arrested, right? This is Friday. He gets arrested And when you get arrested on Friday, you're not supposed to come out of jail until Monday, right?
Mm,
You got to go to court. They let him out of jail that day. We was like, how did
mm,
Johnny get out of jail, right? So we sitting down. We're at her house. Her kids are there. I'm there. My cousin there. Her man is there. Like, we're all, her husband. We're all there, and I'm cooking dinner. And she was like, "Oh God, I'm scared," because she was just talking mess about somebody else's nasty ass food that they brought her and all this stuff, right? So she was real funny, today. So we're sitting down and we're talking, and the three of us are sitting on this couch, and we get up, we take a picture, and I'm gonna show y'all at some point. But we get up and we take a picture, and then we sit down, and about 20 minutes later, we're just chopping it up. She passes out. She starts convulsing, and
mm,
and she was in the middle of us, and my cousin catches her before she falls on the ground, and
mm,
my ass takes off and runs for the door because I don't know what to do. I'm scared. I like, what am I supposed? I just take off and I start running. I call 911, and they come and get her. We all go to the hospital. We're out in the emergency room just waiting, waiting, waiting. And then the doctor comes out and says, "I'm sorry. She's gone."
mm,
So I asked the doctor, he's like, she fought, but she's no longer here. So I said, "Can we see her?" And he said, "Okay, let me clean her up." So he goes, maybe another hour, comes back out. He goes, "Something happened that I've never seen happen before." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, she was breathing. She was breathing on her own. He was like,
mm,
"She's young. She's at the time we were 39." He's like, "She's fighting." So I said, can we go in there and just, talk to her?" So everybody goes in there. I'm the last one. And I go in there and I'm just like, "Yo, Lonnie," I'm just talking to her. I'm kissing her. She's in the hospital. I mean, she's in the bed, and she, her eyes are kind of blinking. And I'm just telling her how much I love her. I'm reminiscing with her, listening to old music we used to listen to when we were kids, just like, "You got this. Wake up," and she didn't. And then she ended up passing away maybe a week later. That tumor that she had, the thing, she had a knot on her back, and she didn't have good health insurance. So
mm,
so they immediately go and they cut on her. They do surgery, and it spreads all over her body, and that's what ended up happening. They just
yeah,
spread, and so by the time she died, they said she was probably in so much pain because she had tumors all over her body. And when I
mm,
guess when they were testing her she was in just a lot of just excruciating pain for that week that she was out of it. But yeah, so
mm,
39 years old, and she leaves behind, her two children, a husband, and yeah, that was bad. I mean, that was the first situation. I had another friend who was dying. He had called me. He wanted to see me, and he was dying. And when I went there, it looked like he was about to die, and I was like, "I got to go. Like, I cannot."
mm,
So I'd never, ever, ever
mm,
be in a situation where I'm in the room where somebody dies. I think that's why I took off running.
yeah,
Um, my assistant, her husband, we was in there with him, and then like the machine started going off, and I was like, "All right, it's time for me." Like, my heart can't take it. So I count it as a blessing though, because for me to be in the room as one of the, I mean, I was one of the people who were most important in her life, and I believe that God had set that up in that way for a reason. Me, her
yeah,
children, husband, her brother, her dad, like everybody that she loved, 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 loved. We were there, and we were able to spend the last moments with her. But yeah, that was tough. I mean, even 9 years later, that was tough. But
that
yeah,
is tough. I'm so sorry to hear that, sis, because it's never easy.
yeah,
Cancer is such an ugly and scary monster. It really is. Like, it's
yeah,
scary to know something can hit you and you not know it and you not be able to detect it until it's too late.
yeah,
So, we can get into the discussion, but just recently, my daughter's cousin, on her father's side, he said he was just having some back pain and went to the hospital, and they told him that he had less than 2 weeks to live because he had cancer. Imagine not knowing that you have cancer at all, and you're just going because you're like, my back hurt a little bit, and I've been a little like, my back hurt, and you go and it's cancer, and you don't know. And they told him he had 2 weeks, and he died in a couple days. I wonder, if it was like the mind, like once they tell you, it's like, I don't know if that took him a lot faster, but he went a couple days. He went a couple days after, and this was in
How old was
December.
he? Oh,
Um, he was in his 50s. I don't even know if he was in his 50s. He might have been in his 40s, y'all. His late
wow.
his late 40s.
Wow. 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 Let
Yeah.
me
So,
let me show you the picture. I just found it. Let me show you the picture of me and my cousins. This is the day that she basically passed away. So I'm gonna go to my Facebook page. You can see my Facebook page, right?
yeah.
Can you see me? Okay. So when I went, this is when I was the eyebrow queen. So when I got out there, I seen her and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go fix her up. I'm gonna make her look pretty. I'm gonna do all this stuff. So this is what she was looking like. So I said, let me give her a wig. I went and got her a wig. I did her eyebrows and I had her looking real nice, right? So this
Mm,
is when we got up and we took the picture. So this is where I was sitting. We sat back down. She was sitting, she was here. My other cousin here. We sit down. So we were trying to duplicate the picture of when we were in high school. Like, let's duplicate the picture of us in high school. So we took this picture and we
mm.
sat down, and about 20 minutes later, that's when it happened.
She just passed out. Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Um, and so I'm also grateful that you get to capture those moments and those memories. I'm grateful for camera phones, and these are things that we weren't able to capture in the past when people passed away or whatever. But I was able to, memorialize that moment um, with us and to be able to go back and just look at that. And every time I would fly, because I was traveling, I was on the plane all the time, but every time my plane would touch down in Phoenix, I would just feel this overwhelming sense of her presence.
Mm.
And, that was always nice. I'd be like, I
Yeah.
feel you, Lonnie. I feel you. I feel
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
I was going to say, I do want to get to the numbers because I do feel that this is important for us to understand, because even though a huge percentage of us may end up with cancer, there's things that we need to know. And if we get diagnosed earlier, or we have to be advocates for ourselves, and all those things maybe to keep us living a little bit longer. But let me just tell you here, Black Americans or African Americans are more likely to die from the top 10 leading causes of death than any other racial group. So we're number one. Okay. Black men are more likely to develop an aggressive prostate cancer, yet less likely to get screened early.
Mm.
Three, Black women are 40% more likely to die from breast cancer. But here's the crazy part: we don't even get breast cancer more often than white women. We just get diagnosed later and get worse treatment.
Mm.
So that's why advocacy is so important. Now we always talk about, I need you to help me with these banners because I guess somebody filed them, so I don't
Okay.
even know where they are. But I need you to put the Fly Nubian banner up.
Okay.
Um, thank you. But we don't even get, even if we are diagnosed earlier, we're still dying at a higher rate, because then doctors there are and I had Dr. Shirley, who was part of Net 7 Collective. She was on the show and she was just talking about how they poison us with these medications, and there is medical biases. And actually, in one of our, it might probably should have been today, but in one of our Black History moments, I'm going to talk about medical apartheid and how they've treated Black people over the years, and how the experiments that they've done on us, and how they say that they learned in medical school that our pain tolerance is higher. So when we have pain, they don't treat us the same way that they treat white people. If a Black man and a white man comes in with the exact same symptoms, they are going to treat them totally different. They're going to prioritize a white man over a Black man. And so we're fighting racism on all of these different fronts.
Mm.
And the thing I think about, especially older Black people, is they don't know that they have rights to fight for themselves. They don't know that they can speak up for themselves. And so I just want to encourage people, everybody who's watching today, and make sure that you share this information, because this is life or death information. You do have the right to speak up.
Yeah.
You do have a right to a second opinion.
Yep.
If they and of course, sometimes some doctors, especially when they're working in these positions where they're always dealing with death, they don't have great bedside manner. Right. They don't have a whole lot of sympathy. They're just being really matter of fact with you. They seem like they don't really care. And you don't got to get upset about it, but you can question. Now they done fucked around and gave us the internet. So you do
Yeah.
have Google. And sometimes, sometimes with what's them sites, those medical, those
Uh-huh.
Like we become doctors, right?
We
Because now
do.
we diagnosing ourselves, but it also gives you more information on the questions that you can ask. You
Yeah.
can't, don't just take the word. Don't be like the black people of old, where we just took the word of the teacher when they said
Yeah.
something. No, ask questions, or
Yeah.
the doctor when they told us something. No, ask questions.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Listen, we have to advocate for ourselves, but we also have to be vigilant in that, in making sure that we are getting screened, we are asking those questions because, um, I even know for like one my uncle that passed away. Even though his father died of cancer and cancer ran in his family, he took 2 years off getting screened. And when he went back, or 2 or 3 years, I think he didn't go for 3 years to get screened when he should have been going every year. And he was like, yeah, 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 I can't get, like basically I'm good. And
Mm.
then he woke up with back pain, or actually he woke up and he was paralyzed when he woke up, like he couldn't move. And so there was a tumor on his back. There was a tumor on his spine, and they had to remove it. And so, and then we found out he had stage 4, and from there, 2 years of fighting it, and his life was over. So I think we have to be more diligent about that. You know?
Yeah. Kim said, be transparent about your family histories and your habits, because
Yeah.
that's another thing too. When I find myself going to the doctor, and I go to the doctor every 6 months. I ain't playing. I am not
Mm-mm.
fucking around, y'all. But
Nope.
when they ask you all these questions, now I'm at the age, because at first it was like, no, 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 no.
No.
Now I'm at the age where I be like, no, thank you, Jesus. No, thank you, Jesus. Like, I be
I
thanking Jesus.
know. Ooh,
Like,
thank you. I can
right?
check. Yes. Thank you. I can check. No, no.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Man.
Hallelujah.
Right.
Praise break.
But
Girl.
but to her point, being very transparent about your family history. Like if you've had some type of other disease or other ailments, or somebody in your family has died of a certain thing, let these people know so that they can know what to check for. So
Yes.
not only being advocates, but like Kim said, being transparent,
Yeah.
because the numbers are really hard. We are getting hit harder than anyone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to one of these slides. Black women were 40% more likely to die from breast cancer. And Kim says she's a 2 times breast cancer survivor, even when
Yes.
we're diagnosed at the same stage.
Yeah.
We're 2 times more likely to die of breast cancer, even if we're diagnosed at the same stage. Why is that? Is it because we're not advocating for each other? Is it because we're not getting proper treatment? Is it because we don't have proper health insurance? And then the fact that we're paying more for health insurance, they've raped the insurance. Their cancer patients are overcharged by 1,000%.
I want to talk about that because that's insane. I mean, it's obvious, right? Chemo costs. I mean, what chemo treatment costs like $500,000.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's expensive to stay
Right,
alive. I
right.
mean,
It is
the only person I know that beats cancer over and over again for the last 30 years is Les Brown. I ain't never in my life
right.
see, you know what I mean? Like his little C, he be like, I'm fighting the little C, but he just always, and that just is a testament to like making sure that you get the best care and because you think it's a death sentence, but like I said, I see somebody living well and kind of like, oh, I don't know how he does it, but it's whatever he's doing, we need to do that.
Absolutely. And you have a right to a second opinion,
Yeah.
Sophia. She said, I ask questions, especially when I don't understand something. And if they're not giving you, because I went to the doctor the other day and I need to go back. I got to remake because I have a fibroid.
Hmm.
And the other day, right after I interviewed Dr. Shirley, like I started having back pains, and I'm pretty sure that it's attributed to my fibroid.
Yeah.
But my doctor, I was there probably maybe an hour. I could barely walk at the time, but literally, I want to say she was in and out in maybe 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Because she was like, okay, she's okay. She's like, it's likely your fibroid. Come back. We got to do an ultrasound just to see where you are. And of course, she didn't really need to be in there longer than that, honestly, for me. But that is the experience that a lot of people have. You in and out. I know you got a lot of people. I know that you're getting paid a lot of money. If the quicker you have this turnover, but I need you to answer some questions for me. I didn't need her at that time to answer any questions for me because I knew what it was and I knew I had to come back for that anyway. But this is what happens so often, is that they act like they don't have time for you. And if somebody does that, you say, well, wait. hold up. Hey, I got a couple of questions. And if they
Mm.
feel like you're inconveniencing them, or they don't really have time to answer your questions, or they brush you off, then you get another doctor.
Yeah.
If you are insured, I don't care if you have Medicare or if you have a private insurance company, you have the right to choose another doctor. If they
Yeah.
are not answering the questions in the way you need them to, or if you feel like they're not, you're being discriminated against, go somewhere else.
Yeah. With Kaiser, I had to ask them I just like sought out for doctors of color, right? My OBGYN is a black woman. Shout out to Dr.
Yeah, I love
Salisbury. So
that.
anytime I have
Well, we don't
questions,
really see that in California like that. So when you see
yeah,
a black one, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, even my primary is not black, but she's like not white, right? So she's like a woman of color, right? I think I want to say like she looks Hawaiian or like Filipino or something like that. But I forget right now. But I love her because she'd be like, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure out how these fibroids are affecting you because I have fibroids as well. Just little things. So
Yeah,
you want people that care about your life and that
yeah.
seem invested. Like, let's order another test. Let's get some more labs. That's the way she is with me.
Hmm.
Every time I have a question, I'd be like, listen, I got some questions for you. So
Right.
like you said, just being you pay for it.
Yeah.
So or somebody's paying for it. So you
Right.
might as well use it.
Right. And sometimes we just don't understand. I know when I was in California, I had a black OBGYN, and I was telling her some things that I was experiencing. And she was like, oh, okay. And she didn't do anything. And then when I moved out here, I told the OBGYN the same thing. And you're only supposed to get your yearly once a year. And it had been 8 months, but I lied and said, it'd been over a year. But when I came out there and told her, she was like, oh, let's do the ultrasound. And that's when
Mm.
she discovered I had a fibroid. So, you know, I didn't, I'm so glad that I, ended up moving out here, and I ended up going to the doctor again and finding out what that was. But again, if it doesn't seem right, if there's something off, because there are so many things that could be going on, that could be at play, you have to be an advocate for yourself.
That's right.
When we look at statistics and we look at what we're dying of, I already mentioned what black women are dying of, but black men have double the prostate cancer death over any other race.
Mm.
Black men. And my dad, had prostate cancer, and the doctor said to him, and he was going to the VA, and the doctor said to him, it'll probably outlive you. So, it's so small, and it's so, not aggressive, that it'll probably outlive you. I said, I don't care what this man say, Daddy, you get that cancer out of your
Yeah.
prostate.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn what he says.
Yeah.
And, and his wife wasn't really happy because, that affects sex. So she was like, well, damn. But I was like, I don't give a damn, Daddy. You go and you get that taken care of, and you get that thing cut out immediately.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
But again, you gotta. I go in with the knowing that these people are going to do the very least that they could do. They're going to give you the very, very least. They already, I got my white supremacist racism hat on at all times, because I know that they're not thinking about my daddy. I know that a lot of these older black men, they're not properly treating them, and they're not going to give them the same care that they give to other people. And so that's why you got to go in there, not aggressive. You want these people to take care of you, but go in there, just understanding your rights. Do your research. Google is your best friend.
Yeah.
It is time to expose corruption.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of these things where not only are doctors neglectful to people, but they cover it up too.
Yeah.
There's things that they could do to prevent certain things.
Yeah.
Dr. Shirley was on here, and again, she was saying that she said we get bonused. She's a general practitioner. She's part of the Net 7 Collective, but she said we get bonus. The more medication we give you, the bigger the bonus.
Mm.
The more medication, we are incentivized based upon us filling you guys up with these poisons. And she was like, I couldn't keep doing it because it's killing people. I'm giving you poisons. And if it's supposed to heal one thing, but then it ends up destroying something else.
Yeah.
Now your kidneys is jacked up, and now you have all of this other stuff going on because I'm prescribing you these poisons to put into your body, and that's not good. And one of the things she said, food.
Food. Y'all, these processed foods are
That's what's killing us.
That's what's killing us. I mean, I know that everything else is in the air, but what you consume and what you put on your body. Now, I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna say this. I don't always put on lotion. Like, I try to find oils, but I don't really like lotion because our skin is the biggest organ of the body.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm so funny about things with a whole lot of ingredients, because what is that? And putting
Yeah.
it and spreading it on my body. I love Dove, but like, I know that there's a lot, like the deodorants in it. I mean, I've just been thinking about, did you see that video I sent you
Which one?
about Black women being targeted the most for beauty products,
Ooh, we
right?
should have
And
brought
we
that
should
up.
have used that. And right,
Yeah.
we were targeted them. It's in your Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But we're targeted the most for beauty products, and those things have higher amounts of all the things that could kill us, that cause cancer, right? In our perfumes, in our deodorants, on our in our makeup. And so we just, women, we have to also be mindful of those things. We want to look beautiful and we want to be glistening, but that stuff likely has formaldehyde in it and all the things that will kill us earlier.
It's coming up in every aspect. I'm looking for it in every aspect of our lives. This is like, okay, so how do we counter it? If environmentally we're smelling the chemicals, if the plugins that we put in our walls are killing us, if the air freshener, if the candles, if the microwave, if what's going on, the toxins in the air and the pollution, all of these things directly affect
Hmm.
what's going to happen to our bodies. And that's why you said 1 out of 2 people end up getting cancer.
Yeah, as opposed, like, to according to research that we found recently, 1 in 2 people, now it's 1 in 2, y'all. That's 50% of the population will have cancer at some point.
And if you know anything about cancer, it is a horrible,
Oh,
horrible, horrible death.
disgusting.
It's painful, just to see somebody just deteriorate and be emaciated.
Hmm.
Bones. I watch people in the hospital where their face just became skeletons and their mouth is permanently open, and because their skin is not, they don't. It's and they're in pain. And then they have to medicate and give them morphine just to ease I mean, and then when you
Awful.
look at chemo, because I remember my aunt is a two-time breast survivor, and then I think she had cervical cancer. And I remember
Hmm.
when she got that cervical cancer. This is my aunt Rosie Mae Jenkins, the one who told me I could be or do anything I want to because Jesus loved me.
Rest in
But
peace, Rosie
she
Mae.
said, well, she didn't die yet. She
Oh,
didn't. I mean, she's not dead. She's still alive. I didn't say yet,
oh,
but
amen. I thought we were
amen,
going down the
amen.
road. Like, oh, Rosie Mae.
Yeah,
Okay,
Aunt Rosie Mae is still around. Yes, Aunt Rosie.
okay, okay. Auntie
But
Rosie Mae. Okay.
yes, but when she got that cervical cancer, she was just like, I can't do it. I cannot do it. I can't do it again. I can't do this chemo because it is the most excruciatingly horrifying thing. And for a lot of people, it's just prolonging the pain, but it's not curing the disease for a lot of people. And so people have to make that decision on whether they're going to take that risk and go through this horrifyingly excruciating um, process going through chemo and maybe make it out alive. And she was like, she can't. So my cousin Alicia was like, Mom, I really need you to fight. Please, if you just do this for us. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for us, do it for your grandkids. And then what happens maybe a year later, my cousin Alicia gets breast cancer. And she's in her 30s. But because all my aunts, and these are my dad's half sisters, my aunts ended up getting breast cancers, 3 aunts, 3 sisters. One passed away from it, and 2 of them, are survivors. My cousin, she's high risk, so she ended up
Yeah.
getting, I think, stage 3, and then changed her life. Now she's a total vegan. And she said, one of the things she said, which we really got to do, Tiara. She said my thought process is so much clearer now that I'm
Yeah.
vegan. Now that I eat
Yeah.
whole foods, like
Yeah.
everything in life, I'm focused. I feel good.
Yep.
When you like eat stuff and then I think you're so used to eating, like you get these pains in your stomach. And because you're so used to getting these pains in your stomach your whole life, you don't really trip off of it because, it's part of eating, right? It's part of,
Yep.
but you're not supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I mean, I'm a month. How many? What's today's date? I am 5.
Fifth,
I am
February 5th.
technically, okay, 36 at 37 days processed food free. And
That's so good.
I can tell you that my body feels so much better. Even when my church came off
Was it Daniel
the
fest?
Daniel fast on Sunday. And I came home and I made macaroni and cheese from scratch. I made yams because my daughter was like, "You make some yams." I was like, "Oh God." Cornbread, and then I had a rotisserie chicken. I couldn't eat the rotisserie chicken. Like I thought I was gonna be able to eat it. It tastes
It
gross.
didn't take.
It
Wow.
tastes gross. It tastes like it just didn't taste good. Um, the macaroni and cheese, obviously, the dairy was like, mm-mm. So I ate a couple spoons. It's just like my body is now has adjusted. You would be so surprised at how fast it adjusts. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna just keep it going. I'm gonna just
You
keep
know
it
what I
going.
don't understand is that when people make those lifestyle changes and then they're like, I got sick when I started back eating beef, but then they eventually end up starting back eating beef. You're like, well, why would you start back eating beef if you had to go through this process where you got sick again and
Yeah.
incorporating it? I've never understood that. I've never had the discipline to not eat it. But I've yearned and wanted to do it for so long, and I don't want to wait until something happens, y'all.
Hmm.
Hold me accountable, and I'm just talking about me and my imperfections, and I don't want to wait until it's too late before I do, because it's like it's not if you gonna get it, Tiara, it's when.
And unless and even if you do all the right things, right, you can still end up with this thing. But I think without it, I listened to Dr. Sabi. I've been watching them, those videos, and I even for my fibroids, Constance, and I also had like for my fibroids and stuff like that, I went to his office here in LA. And his daughter was like, "Stop
Wow.
eating this, stop doing that, stop doing this, stop doing that." And I just thought, and take these cellular pills and all of that. And I just was like, "Oh my God, it's so hard." And at that time, I wasn't ready. But when I started taking the pills, I stopped having so much inflammation, because inflammation coupled with sugar, which is what actually cancer feeds off of,
Mhm.
right? So it's just like paying attention to those things that could put you at most risk.
Yeah.
So, I would just, if we can as people, just make those small shifts, because
Mm,
there's more food available. It's like it's not a death sentence not to be able to eat certain things. Just think about it. Like we've been conditioned to eat
yeah.
those other things.
We definitely, I mean, when you think about, I was eating a piece of chicken the other day and I was like, this is actually a piece of chicken, right? But I'm eating it because I'm used to eating chicken. I've eaten chicken since I was probably 2 or 3 years old. And so when you think about, the convenience or the inconvenience, Kim said cravings, right? So
Yeah,
you think about the convenience of, I'm able to just go into my pantry and just let me just grab a box of Ritz. I'm
yeah,
able to just go in there and just give me some chips real quick. When you think about, but then when you do, it might satisfy your hunger, but then you have these little stomach pain that you don't pay attention to because you've had it for so long, because
yeah.
it's part of you eating. You should not eat and have stomach pains after you eat
Yeah.
by
Or feel
satisfying your hunger.
bloated or feel fat. Like after I ate that macaroni and cheese, I felt like my stomach was like, oh, and I needed to go lay down. I
Yeah.
said, you know what?
And you
That
get the
means,
itis. That's what
yeah,
Dr. Shelley was saying. She was like, you ain't supposed to get the itis after you eat. You're supposed to
no,
feel energized, and it's supposed to be your fuel. You should not have the itis, black people. And
yeah,
then, listen, black people will eat something. We like, because I did this, I be doing this. I got a sweet tooth. Let me go in
yep,
and look up in here and get me something to satisfy my sugar, because we
hmm,
did ate all this food and now we got a sweet tooth. But it is really about mindset. Remember, I told you my friend, he told me, and shout out to Levon. He told me that he gave me this thing. Supposed to start on Sunday, but what I will do, because it's all about the mindset shift. So I'm preparing myself. So I'm preparing myself now to get into that mode, because when I'm really focused on doing something, I could do it, not a
yeah,
problem.
yeah,
I just have to want to do it.
yeah,
I just have to want the lifestyle. And that's, I think, for most people, Tiara, is that people just they don't want to. Like
yeah.
when you
They
was
don't
like,
want to.
hey, do this
Yeah.
challenge, do this exercise challenge with me. No, I don't want to. That's
I
just not.
like I like what I eat. I like it, that's the first thing people say. You know what? I think sometimes when you are a little disciplined in terms of like, oh, I go to the gym every night. I go to the gym every day, right?
Yeah.
On top of that, I've been eating well. Like
Mhm.
on and off, it's been listen. I'm always the one that's like, let's do a juice fast. Let's do no. Like I'm that way all my life, right? But when you start to talk to people and have conversations with them, you say, "Oh, I'm not eating processed food right now." Immediately they say, "Girl, I don't know how you could do that because, especially Black people, I need my sugary drink. Insert sugary drink, right?" And so it just, it's cool. Like sometimes
Yeah.
you like hit a button where people feel like guilt because they're still doing whatever, but that's not what it is. You know what, I have a question for you, Constance. So can I see the numbers of the, because I really want to hear about these cancer CEOs before I hop on, because I told y'all I can't play with y'all in the chat and Constance today because I gotta record music. So but I
And
do
she's
want to
about to
see.
go platinum.
Hey, come on, hallelujah. We
Let's
speaking it. We speaking
yes.
it. But I want to see the numbers. I don't know if you have them of like, oh, you have the people.
Yeah. So these are the people who are charging you over 1,000% more for your cancer medication.
Okay.
And look at what they all look like. Does anybody on here look like any of you watching? You have Andrew Woody. Is this the guy who just got killed from United
Um,
Health, or is he the new CEO?
I think he's the new CEO.
Oh yeah. Because you know what, they
They
uh
replaced him.
they replaced him like the next day. Like they were on LinkedIn. The requisition was on LinkedIn like the next day after he got killed. These people don't give a fuck. Uh,
They still had the meeting that he was on his way to. Come on. They don't care about you.
they don't give a damn.
No.
Um, but you got these people. While and that's the thing. And so I'm gonna wrap it up. But let's talk about how this affects not only your lifespan, but it affects your money. It's all these hidden costs. When black people get sick earlier, here's what happens. We miss work more, we have
Mm-hmm.
less income, we get fewer promotions, and we get slower growth opportunities. We
Mm-hmm.
rack up more in medical debt. Nearly 1 in 3 black adults have passed due medical bills. We die
Mm-hmm.
younger, leaving less generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Black families have had a median net worth 8 times lower than white people. We already know that. And this is something that contributes to that. So when our lives are cut short, it also cuts short our ability to pass down wealth. This is why and how the wealth gap is tied to this system that's designed to make you work harder and earn less and pay more just to survive. Black people, this is actually tied into that. And if it wasn't bad enough, how they're robbing people. United Healthcare, they got caught marking up cancer drugs by over 1,000%.
I need those numbers. Like, what does that even mean? So I was just asking um chat, I was asking her on average how much does it cost, like that initial phase, the first 12 months post diagnosis. And it says for breast cancer the average cost is approximately $43,516, and for lung is $68,293. So we don't necessarily always have $68,000 laying around for an unexpected diagnosis. And this is the first for the first 12 months. That's more than people make a year in some instances. So trying to come up with an extra $69,000 basically.
You got that sitting
And
around just to pay for your medical.
yeah. I mean, other people, that's just an estimate. So it's gonna be a little bit more if that's so if you got to get through that first year, is it gonna be 75,000 for the next year?
Yeah,
And like it's really like an uphill battle when you think about it, Constance.
it is. And imagine fighting for your life only to find out that your medication is 10 times what it should be. And then what happens if you don't have insurance? You don't get the
Mm,
treatment that you need. You get hit with
okay.
these insane bills. You risk
Okay.
losing your home, your car, your savings just to stay alive. Meanwhile, these
Meanwhile,
motherfuckers out here are making millions of dollars
yeah,
while you out here struggling trying to pay your bills
yeah,
and
yeah.
pay these medical bills.
It says that, okay, so that was in the first 12 months, right?
Okay.
So it says if you continue care, it says period between initial treatment and end of life care. Breast cancer patients incur about $5,518 annually, while those who have lung cancer pay $12,000, right? $12,389. And it says end of life. This is the last 12 months of life. Costs can escalate to approximately $109 $100,727 for breast cancer and $110,248 for lung cancer. So we're saying, even if you know you about like you got 12 months to live, you got those are the time on your way out. You hit with over $100,000 bill. Like that's
This is America.
crazy. It's
What's that
crazy.
song? This is America. Don't catch it slipping.
Don't catch me slipping. No, don't catch you slipping.
And when you look at other countries, and we're gonna get out of here. When you look at other countries that have free medical and healthcare, that have free
Mhm.
education, they're living longer, they're happier, and then you compare that to these other countries are really, and America sure is making it more attractive to live in other countries here.
Man, I
Like,
think about it every day. I was just about to say that. I be thinking of like, where we gonna live, Black people? Where can we move?
where can we move?
Where can we move?
Where can we move?
Because
So
we,
what can we
yeah,
do?
go
What
ahead.
can we do? What can we do? So here's first thing.
Hmm.
Start getting screened early. If you're over
Yeah,
35, start getting tested for prostate cancer. You know what I got to get tested for? Thank you, God. Colon cancer. You're supposed to do that at 45. I'm 40. I'll be 49. I'm 3 years behind, so I need to get tested for that.
right.
And I got a referral from my doctor. It's me. Oh my God, look at how I'm a hypocrite. But listen, y'all see me in my imperfection and my flaws and all. I got to go. So thank you. I'm putting that on my to-do list. Go get that colon screening. Invest in life insurance. Even a basic policy will make sure that your family isn't left with medical debt or funeral costs. Okay.
Yes,
You
yes.
can also negotiate your medical bills. The good thing is that when they did an overhaul on your credit, now as of I think 2024, insurance companies aren't unable to put a medical debt on your credit report, so you don't
That's
have to worry
correct.
about that being on your credit. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to be responsible. They could still garnish your wages and everything else. So you can negotiate if you need to medical bills if you're not insured, because hospitals will inflate the prices, knowing that most people will not push back. You can negotiate. Okay,
Can you file bankruptcy on that?
at 100%. I'm part of my bankruptcy. You know what? Let me just tell you. Let me let you go. In 2009, when I filed bankruptcy, 2008, I had my last child, right? And I'm a struggling entrepreneur, and I had to decide on if I was going to pay my assistant or pay my medical insurance that month. Well, I didn't pay my medical insurance that month. The next month, I had my son, which is my youngest son, 2008. 2009, I have a $50,000 medical debt. 2009 is also the year I filed my bankruptcy. And
Yeah.
so when I walked out that bankruptcy court, I was floating on a cloud. So you absolutely can file bankruptcy on a medical debt. And it's unfortunate, but they overcharge us
Yeah.
exponentially.
Yeah.
Support Black doctors and clinics and make sure you ask questions. You have to take control of your health, because nobody is going to advocate Black people for you like you are.
Yeah.
Understand that a strong community is a healthy and it's a wealthy community. It's not just about the money. If your health ain't right, what you gonna do with a $1 million?
Yeah, that's so true. That's
Yeah,
so true. I love that. I love that.
yeah,
That's a reminder. Like we need to all before, I mean, we talk about this all the time, that mental health and physical health, in order for you to run this marathon, as you're saying, you need to be equipped. You need to be able to walk around the block if you're going, you tacking up, you're getting ready for war of any
yeah,
kind.
yeah,
And
one hundred
so
percent.
that's so interesting. I love that.
Yeah,
Um in addition to that, I think that, we just gotta, I, I would say, and this is myself included, you said something about screening for colon cancer, but I wouldn't even mind doing that now.
yeah,
I'm a few years younger than you, right? I'm still in my early 40s, but I can scream. Like I don't mind it. I feel like the earlier, because I had a friend that had colon cancer and she was in her 30s. She was 32 years old. And so so
you
it's
just
it's
don't
still a
know.
thing. But she also said that she started to in her 20s, she just ate sugar. She ate all the wrong things. She ate processed foods, and she was like, I know that contributed to for the reason why I have cancer. And so funny because this girl is amazing. Shannon was amazing. She started like
Wait,
from
she
the
died?
hospital bed. She
She died?
did. She
Oh,
did. She started a organization called Brown Sugar Rehab from her hospital bed. She went on the View. She did all these things like in the last year before she passed. But like she just got up and was like, was working but in pain, but wanting
mm,
people to know that it's sugar. for
Yeah,
sure.
they feed cancer. I want to give a shout out. Well, first of all, Alicia Bowie said, or Bowie said, thinking about moving to Ghana until the orange one decided he wants to mess with South Africa. There's no place to go. But underneath, I'm dumb. Well, South Africa, they're two different countries. So South Africa and Ghana, Ghana is not.
Mm,
I got to take a visit to Ghana because that's not seeming like such a bad idea these days. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
not seeming like a bad idea. And I want to give a shout out to Kim because that's the one who was on our show last week. And Kim is a two-time breast cancer survivor. And also, I want to give a shout out to our girl, Ray Mia, who does DC Run for the Cure. She's also a part of Net 7 Collective. But she does this fabulous event every year. And I think I just saw last night there was some kind of a breast cancer or cancer awareness event that they have out here. So for all the people who like work tirelessly to bring awareness, especially to our people, yeah, just I
And
want to give y'all
solutions.
kudos because it's a lot. Like you could think about yourself and and go on about your merry business, but to say I don't want this to happen to other people, I want to bring awareness, and I don't want to have people go through death, or just be able to help navigate the process a little bit better. You don't have to. And so I
Mm-hmm.
love that you being selfless in that way. So, but before we head out, because I'm gonna let you go on time, there's two things I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about the Net 7 Collective, which we have. The reason why I got my Net 7 shirt on is because we have a Net 7 Collective meeting tonight, but we are still allowing women to come and join Net 7
Attention, Black women. Yes, I'm talking to you. 2025 is among us. You have a unique genius that people will pay handsomely for, but you don't know how to monetize it. You want to build your net worth, but you don't really know how. You want to get out of that rigid 9 to 5 and become an entrepreneur. You want to be able to communicate effectively and tell your story, to sell your story, to generate passive income. You want to be able to build an entire ecosystem that runs fluidly and makes you money while you're sleeping. Well, these are the things that we do inside the Net 7 Collective. This is where I'm helping Black women from all over the country that are brilliant just like you and looking to monetize that brilliance. The next cohort is coming up soon.
Hey, so
Come
the
on.
next cohort is here, but we are still accepting ladies because we decided to do it a little bit different. It's actually no longer 12 weeks. So what I've decided to do with the Net 7 Collective is, as I was thinking about what's going on in this country and what's going on with Black people, I said, what can we do? What can I do, even personally, to try to make an impact? And I take people through this 12-week journey through the Net 7 Collective that allows them to get all of this information. And we still have a community even beyond that. But I said, what can I do to really help to make sure that these ladies stay in action and make sure that they are just killing it on every level? And I said,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to make Net 7 year round for everybody. Yeah. So
Yeah.
at this point, for the same fee, I'm going to be teaching you principles year around. And not
Yeah.
only that, you get this community of women that are bosses year around, and you get access and information year around.
Yeah.
So,
That's a
uh,
blessing.
yeah. And when
That's a
I
blessing.
told everyone, they were so excited. They were like, Constance, you're the second best coming to Jesus, because now
That's
no,
so
really,
funny. That is
they
fun.
were really, the ladies who had been through, they were so excited because they were like, of course even every time we get ready to end a cohort, they're like, what am I going to do now? Where am I going to meet with now? And so I said, no, I'm going to create a safe space for you Black women to just have to where you can continuously meet and learn these lessons. And I'm going to just be teaching you a lot of different tools to make you stay in action, because I'm invested.
Yeah.
Like I said, I am invested. So it's
Yeah.
not just I'm gonna get you in and get you out. And it's never been that way, because I still keep you inside the community, but I'm really invested in your success.
Yeah.
And that's just my heart, y'all. That's just
Yeah.
like
And it's
I'm,
real. And I'm gonna keep saying this because I understand. I understand. I talk to Constance every day, right? At this point, and it is. It's all extremely authentic. And being someone, and I say this all the time, being someone that has been running and working with celebrities and different people, and feeling like I know some things too. I coach
yeah.
people too,
Mhm.
but just coming into the room and saying like, what can I learn from the queen? And so I put all of that aside. I don't really have an ego, but you know what I'm saying? I come in
Yeah.
without all of that, and just say, let me be open, because there's things that I don't know. This woman
Yeah.
has made millions of dollars in a way that I have not, right? And so I just think it's important that we all, even if we are bosses in our field and we've been killing it and doing different things, it's it's a coach always needs a coach.
I'm 100%, and we need each other. It's
Hmm.
necessary to have, because it's full of unicorns. It's full of women like you who say, "Listen, I'm doing all these great things in the world, but I don't have a tribe of people who are doing it too." And
Yeah.
so, not only do you have this tribe of women, because you can have a tribe of very successful Black women, but all these Black women may not be the same type of women who are going to look out for your best interests, who want you to win, who support you, who can give you ideas, who could collaborate with you, who have your best interests at heart. And so, these unicorns, these coming together and being able to just collaborate. Oh my God. I'm telling you, Tiara, I
Gonna
could
be
die today
amazing.
and I'll be happy. But what's going on with Fly Nubian Money?
So you guys want to join us today for Fly Nubian Money? Can you put? Let me put Fly
I'm
Nubian Money.
trying to.
Oh, we're right. So we're on. As you know, we're up next. Our show is next at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today we are talking about Elon Musk, but I figured it out. I figured out why Elon Musk wants access to all the financial structures in our country. I understand. I figured it out. And so you have to watch to know exactly what he's looking for and what he wants to do and how he wants to shift traditional government and dismantle it basically and start something different that may be good or bad. We don't know. You'll have to come and tell me what you think. But he wants to
This is
start
gonna be
something else,
good.
a little different, right? And so will that benefit us, and how can we benefit, and is it a good thing to take the government out of banking and go in this Elon Musk direction?
Well, we need to figure out how, whatever, because I'm just sitting, I'm looking at this, all of this bullshit, this shit show that's going on every day. But I'm always trying to think of, okay, how can we benefit? What can we do? What can we
Yeah.
do in the
Yeah.
midst of all the bullshit? Now they got the white folks panicking. So, what can we
Hmm.
do? Because
What
let
can
them
we
white
do?
folks fight. Let them motherfuckers fight. What are we doing on Saturday?
Oh, so the Fly Nubian Money Club. So as you know, y'all,
I got it.
I
I got
co-created. So my contribution, Constance has an at 7. I had the Fly Nubian Money Club. As an extension of our podcast, we received a lot. I've received emails every day of people asking me questions. How can I do A, B, and C? How can I get my money right? And so because I love Black women, and I know that, and I know that, and it's not just for Black women, but we do have top experts come in who happen to be Black women who are teaching us different skills, soft skills, hard skills. But on Saturday, we have someone, her name is Vanessa Paul, coming in, a queen, coming in and teaching us how to sell. Because what we know is that if you are not selling, your business is going to fail. Your business is failing because you can't sell. So she's going to teach us it's the ultimate sales training. B2B, business to business, business to customer, interface networking, all the things that she does. She's made millions of dollars for clients and also for herself. So she's going to teach you how to do that this Saturday.
If you don't sell, your business gonna
Oh.
fail. If you don't sell, your business gonna fail. Hey.
Right. So if you don't sell, y'all, and for those who want to join, it's just like, I can't do it. My money's tight, whatever. I got you. We have a 30-day free trial. So come and check us out. I want you to come either way. That way we can get you up and selling, right? We can
Yeah,
get you up and selling, like
yeah,
sailing and selling,
yeah.
right?
I
We
love
want
it.
you to thrive. And
I
so come
love
on,
it.
come
I love
through.
it. That's what's up.
Hmm.
Finally, I just want to tell y'all about the Grow Your Money Club, and I'm gonna let you. You want if you need to go, I'm gonna go ahead and let you. I could just wrap up because I got it. I got to do my moment in Black History, and I
I'm gonna miss it. No, okay, I'm gonna stay, but I
okay.
gotta
Because
go.
I'm just
But
give me
know
two
that I
more
got.
minutes. Just give me
It's
2 more minutes.
9:08. Okay, go ahead.
3 more minutes. It's Constance Carter, your wealth activist, and it is time to get in the gym. The Grow Your Money Club. The Grow Your Money Club is a 12-month comprehensive training where I teach you how to build a sustainable business and go from being an employee to an investor. Go to growyourmoney.club to sign up today. Oh, okay. So, Grow Your Money Club is an online training platform where you can go in there and get self-paced training. And I throw in a new training every month just to help you go from being an employee over to an investor. You want to get to a place where your money is working for you, not where you're working for your money. If
Yes.
you're working for your money, you're going to be working hard the rest of your life. But how do you get to a place where your money is working for you? Go to growyourmoney.club. All right. So let's talk about our moment in Black history every single day this month. Tiara, we are going to be spotlighting something different. And I know the first day was a little depressing. I actually put it on TikTok. Boy, that mug went viral.
Yeah.
A lot of people are heartbroken. A lot of people hadn't heard about the story of Mary Turner. So I try to have stories that a lot of people don't know about, or they're stories that people do know about. Unfortunately, this month, fortunately or unfortunately, I'm not going to be talking about Martin Luther King. I'm not going to be
No.
talking about Rosa Parks
No
or
Malcolm
even
X.
Malcolm X, because we know about those heroes. But we will be talking about people that you may not be as popular. And so here's today in Black history. Have
Will I
y'all
be
ever?
sad?
Wait a minute, did I do
Okay.
that one?
Will I be sad? Or will
No.
I want to fight somebody? Because that's the thing. Mary Turner made me want to fight and it made me sad.
Wait,
Which one? It made me
did
want to
we
fight
already
some.
did we already do the Potato King on
Yes, we
yours?
did that. We did it yesterday. Am I
Okay, did
about
we already do? Oh, we did Mary Turner. Shit.
You didn't upload it again. All right, we're gonna be talking about this, y'all. See? Because y'all good? Y'all good? Let me know in the chat if you guys are good. Let me know your biggest takeaway from the day while she uploads the content because she
I
didn't
could.
do it.
I promise you. I swear I did it.
Oh, I want to
StreamYard.
tell y'all
No.
too. While you do that, go ahead and do that. I want to make sure
Okay.
that you guys know that we also have a Fly Nubian Money business directory. So I've been receiving emails from you all. Make sure another one of my contributions is that as we start to boycott other companies that don't have our best interests at heart, I want to make sure that we can feel it with other entrepreneurs. So if you have a black business, your black business, even if you have a black business, I'm okay. I'll take it. Go ahead and send me an email. Just send me an email with all your business information. That way I'm compiling this list. That way we can send it out to you or send it out to people. I told you, Constance, that people are starting to email me and say, hey sis, do you know a black ... And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, somebody from the list hit me up. Here's the referral. And so y'all putting me to work, but I don't mind it because I love that. I love that. I think that's a blessing for me.
Well, I think it's amazing, Tiara, because there it is. I think it's amazing because what it does is I think it also can give you an opportunity to say, if you got a black business, perhaps I can help you with your black business and turn it into a
Perhaps.
business,
That's
right?
what
So
I'm
there might be
thinking.
even there might be even opportunities for you guys to gain mentorship or some coaching for your black business, because that's important, y'all. It is so
That's
important
what
that
I do.
we turn our see she's already
That's what
thinking a
I
mile
do.
ahead of the game.
That's what I
It's
do.
all
So
about
I'm
helping
helping.
and serving. Yeah. The thing about it is, as leaders, this is what I need people to understand. I've always said, I'm not a boss. I'm not. I am not a boss. I don't boss people around. I'm a leader. And what leaders are is we are servants. We're
Yep.
servant leaders. I'm gonna let you get up off here because I got it. I'll let you get off because it's gonna be a
You ain't.
second. Right.
All right, I'm putting
I'm
the
just,
I'm putting the Fly Nubian Money link in the chat. Make sure we putting all these things in the chat. I'll put my just so you have that, because sometimes somebody told me that it's not going straight to. Okay, and then I'll put my email just so y'all have that. So there ain't no excuses, black people. All right.
So, but why you do that really quick? I think it's important as business owners, because you guys are a lot of you guys want to be entrepreneurs. A lot of people don't know how to run a business, and I've seen people in different situations. When you are a leader and rather than a boss, people want to follow a leader. You increase your productivity. People want to work for you. They want to be with you. You attract the good people that will stay with you. My assistant just sent me a video this morning when I did a big conference a few years ago. I had Lisa Nichols, Dr. George Fraser, all there, and I was giving her a shout out. I was like, Glenda been with me. This was back in 2019. At that time, Glenda had been with me 12 years, and I said I must have been a dope ass boss for somebody to stay with somebody for 12 years. Now she's no longer with me because she moved away to Vegas, but she said, Constance, you were the best boss. To have somebody to be with you that long, it speaks volumes of who you are as a business owner. And for me, It's important as a business owner that I properly lead people, that I inspire people, that I make them want to be better and do better. And so as you are building your business, Black people, it's important that you're not just a boss, but that you're a leader, that you're able to lead people in the right direction, and that people want to follow you, and people want to build with you, and people want to be with you. That's what a true leader is. And that's what's important. And that's how I've been able to grow my business, 8 figures over, the years because I know how to be a good leader, and not just somebody's boss. All right. So let me just real quick while this is processing. Oh, thank you, Sophia. Wait. Kim, I love you, Kim. Kim is my homegirl. She was on the show last week, but she said, I am the definition of the itis. And yes, girl, when I be eating, I be the main one falling asleep. We must advocate for ourselves. Get screened. Net 7 is 365. Now join today. Add your business. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. All right. So let me show you nope, it's still processing. Okay, hold on. Let me just look at your comments, and then I'm gonna let you out of here. Constance, you always bring joy and hope in my heart. Linda, thank you. I don't know you personally, Linda, but I sure appreciate you. Thank you so much. Kim, are you calling the other people pilgrims? Is that what you're saying here today? She said, let them scrap, let them fight for the crumbs. All right, I'm going to show you today. Come on, man, you still processing? So once again, if you are interested in the Net 7 Collective, this is it's a space and a place for Black women from all over the country who get together to learn. I teach, I coach, I share, and I'm just bringing everything that I know to Black women, everything that I have. And I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, and I don't know everything, and I'm not a gatekeeper. So I allow other people to bring information in too. And it's just a collaborative effort. Okay. So now let's go ahead into Today in Black History.
Before Madam C.J. Walker, there was Annie Turnbull Malone, the original Black hair care millionaire. She built a hair care empire. She trained thousands of Black women as entrepreneurs, and she paved the way for the beauty industry that we know today. But here's the kicker. Madam C.J. Walker stole her formula. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, Annie had to fight for her empire against her own husband. So let's talk about it. Annie Turnbull Malone was born on August 9th, 1877 in Metropolis, Illinois, to formerly enslaved parents. Sadly, she lost both of them at a young age, but you know what? That didn't stop her. She had a love for chemistry, and she began developing her own hair care products to help Black women. Back then, many women were using goose fat, soap, bacon grease, or even heavy oils to straighten their curls, which damaged their scalp and their hair. Annie knew Black women needed something better, so she developed the Wonderful Hair Grower, a scalp treatment that promoted healthy hair growth without damage. So she started selling it door to door, and soon her products were in high demand across the country. In 1910, she did something huge. She opened Poro College in St. Louis, Missouri. This wasn't just a beauty school. Poro College trained thousands of Black women to become self-sufficient business owners in the beauty industry. And here's where the drama comes in. Madam C.J. Walker actually worked for Annie Turnbull Malone. That's right. Before she became Madam C.J. Walker, she was a sales agent for Poro College, learning everything she could about the hair care business. But then she left, she took Annie's formula, she rebranded, and she started her own company. Yes, Madam C.J. Walker stole Annie's product and marketed herself as the first Black female millionaire, but in reality, it was Annie who did it first. As if losing credit for her formula wasn't enough, Annie had to fight for her business against her own husband. Her business thrived until 1927, when her husband, who had served as the president of the company, filed for divorce. And get this, he demanded half of her business, claiming that his contributions were integral to her success. The lawsuit forced Poro College into court-ordered receivership, meaning the business was at the risk of being taken away from her. But Annie didn't back down. With the support of her employees and powerful figures like Mary McLeod Bethune, she fought back and she negotiated $200,000, a settlement that affirmed her as a sole owner of Poro College. She won the case, she finalized the divorce, and she kept her business. Now talk about a boss move. But Annie wasn't just about making money. She was about giving back. Even though she was extremely wealthy, she lived modestly and she gave thousands of dollars to support Black communities. She was a major donor to local Black YMCA and even funded Howard University College of Medicine in Washington, D.C. Now, despite facing legal battles and losing control of her empire later in life, she remained dedicated to helping others. She never had children, but she made sure that her legacy lived on. She bequeathed her business and remaining fortune to her nieces and nephews, and at the time of her death in 1957, her estate was still valued at $100,000, which was a lot back then. Annie Turnbow Malone was the real OG of Black hair care, and she deserves her credit. Now, if you learned anything new, drop a thumbs up in the comments and tag somebody who needs to know the truth about this hidden Black history gem.
So like I said, every day you're going to learn something. Hopefully you learn something new. Maybe you already knew about Annie Turnbow Malone or any of the other people that we've already shared on here, but it's important because here's the thing about Black history. Black history, he who wins the battle writes the history. Okay. So we understand now that they didn't fuck around and gave us the internet. We know that there is more information out there than we have ever known in the history of this country. We were taught the narrative that Madam C.J. Walker was the first Black millionaire, and that's okay. It's okay. It's not taking anything from her, her successes. However, there was somebody else who did it too, and we just want to give her a shout out too. So over the next, the last part of the month, we're going to continue to give you Black history facts, some that you probably know, and some that you may not know. But what you're not going to hear is anything about Martin Luther King. You're not going to hear about Malcolm X. You're not going to hear about Rosa Parks. You're not going to hear about the Civil Rights Movement at all. And if you are a Black history buff, that's good. Hopefully this confirms what you already know. And if there's somebody that you actually would want me to cover on here, because I've already only pre-recorded maybe up to 10 to 12 so far. So I'm looking for some other Black facts and other Black people that we can share here. Let me know. Go ahead and send me a DM, or you can even put it on the comments and I'll take a look at this a little bit later after the broadcast. But I just want to provide you with these real people who've done amazing things in under extraordinarily challenging circumstances, and just to know that you are resilient. The reason why they don't tell you, the only thing that they tell you in schools about Black people and about Black history is because it keeps you oppressed. If you look at my TED Talk, Google that shit. Take a look at my TED Talk, Google that shit. And I talk about how when I was in elementary school, I learned that I was inferior by what I learned in school, because I didn't learn anything about the empowerment of Black people. I didn't learn anything about Mansa Musa being the most wealthiest, the richest man that ever lived. Elon Musk, shit. Fuck around with Mansa Musa, who was a Black man in Africa, who was the wealthiest person. I didn't know about the kings and queens and the empires that Black people have ruled for centuries. All I learned about was the oppressive nature in which Black people lived. And so once we understand that we are powerful and we take our power back, we can do anything, Black people. And that's what I'm excited about. I'm just like Kim said, let them pilgrims fight. Let them motherfuckers fight, and let's get information and let's do what we got to do for our community. That's why I share all of this information with you guys, is because I love us that much. Everything about us, I love. I think we're resilient. We've been able to press forward under the most deplorable situations and circumstances. We've been able to do so much. And so I'm here as a resource. There's other people out in this space. Shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins and all of the people who just put in the time every day because we love Black people. I was at dinner with Dr. Boyce and his wife the other night, me and my 2 children, and all 5 of us went out to eat, and it was pretty cool. But one of the things he was saying, he's like, I could do this all day because I love it and I love us. And that's where we feel we are the same, is that we love us so much that, you know, this is what fills me and fulfills us as a people. And so it's all about each one teach one. So as you get this information, share this with other people. Every time I go live every day. So text Constance to 87948. If you want to get notified about every time I go live, go ahead and text Constance to 87948. Okay. And if you are a woman, a Black woman, or you know a Black woman, and you're interested in the Net 7 Collective, go to net7bbs.com, fill out the little form, and then let's schedule something, because like I said earlier, I am really literally invested in you. We have our Net 7 meeting tonight. That's why every Wednesday you'll see me with my Net 7 shirt. All the ladies have a Net 7 Collective shirt. They also get a lot of other things. I have them do assessments just to see where they are, because I really am invested in building them and where they are in their strengths. So it's a whole process. I ain't just getting up on here and talking to people and trying to coach them on some shit. There's a method. I have a curriculum that I do to really help people. And if you look at any of the testimonials or things on the website, you'll see it's real. It's real. All right. So I will be here tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, same time, same bat channel. And I really do love y'all in real life Black.